we are looking for some pizza cars, wherever they may be. Shout out to Olivia, who sent me the pizza car that showed up at auction today. First goes to the GT group. What's going on, guys? Hey, let me know if you can hear me, please. I'm not sure if you can hear me, and I'm running on not usual equipment right now. So, yes. Wow, thank you very much, David. I really appreciate that comment. What's up, Jonathan? How are you doing? I have audio. People can hear me. Great. I'm looking for these. I think there's two of them. Well, there at least was two of them. I know there's at least one pizza car that somebody sent me a listing to today. I'm trying to find it. I don't think this is it right here. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing today? Good to see all of you. I wanted to do a quick chat tonight. Here, I need to do something really quick. Let me do this. Boom. Right there. Okay. So, I saw your car online, still for sale. Which car was that was for sale? I don't have any cars online that are for sale. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I'm selling not my car. It's someone else I know's car. Let's put it that way. The R8. I don't have an Audi R8. So that would not be my car. Although it'd be nice if I had an Audi R8. That would be a great thing. So guys, all you guys that are joining, thank you so much for coming in. I've got a ton, probably hundreds, if not over 1,000 emails in the last, I don't know, couple days, asking a lot of questions, just based around buying car at auction, stuff like that. So I wanted to open this up for discussion. The generic questions tend to be, how much damage is too much damage, stuff like that. And so I wanted to, go through some listings and just chat with you guys. Oh, here it is. Here's one of them. And talk to you guys about that. Somebody said, I'd be worried getting a nice car when these yards use forks to move the cars. Ever had frame or suspension damage? So that's a good question. No, I never had suspension damage because of a loader. But you gotta classify what frame damage really is, and that's the big issue. Is like at Mannheim auction, they're actually really picky with what they classify as frame damage. Oh, is this the same? This might be the same Domino's car that I posted twice. Did I post the same Domino's car twice? I thought somebody sent me a different listing. And if somebody even like dents the bottom of a car like you're talking about right now, Mannheim auction, I've heard and I've seen in a few cases call it frame damage. Yeah, I posted the same Domino's car twice. Sorry, guys. I really thought that was two different Domino's cars. I posted this car a while back on my YouTube community page, and then somebody sent it again to me today, and from the pictures on my phone, like this picture doesn't look too bad, but this car is in really bad shape. So might a forklift have dented the bottom of my car? If they did, any car would be the RS7, because the way the forklift did it, it grabbed it from like the rear third and then rolled it back on the front two tires and then dropped it down, then went back under it again, rolled it up, back two tires, rolled it down again. I mean, just a total pain in the neck what they did. So, what is going on, guys? Throw me some questions. Throw me some links. Let's talk. Let's see here. Yeah, well, they tend to do that. Well, I removed the vinyl wrap from that car. I don't know what's going to happen. IA's had a couple of these cars for sale, and they've all disappeared. None of them go to auction, as far as I know. So. If you're gonna send me links, you guys got to send me Copart or IAA, okay? Because there's two different sites here. And everybody who has joined this live stream, appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button. We'll get a couple more people in here. This will be a good thing. So how are you planning on repairing the trunk of the RS7? Now, that's a good question, and I kind of need a little bit of clarification, but I'm going to just answer it as I should. So the whole entire rear end there, the major stuff has been done. As far as repairing the trunk, if you're talking about kind of that unsightly stuff on the inside, personally it doesn't bother me. Maybe it bothers some of you guys. Like I said, you could body fill it because now it's been molded back to where it needs to be. You could fill it and smooth it so it looks really nice and smooth. It really is only in one small corner. To me, it doesn't bother me that much. If there is any sort of like paint or stuff missing, some like, what's the word? Some coating missing or whatnot, I would definitely fix that. I know underneath the car, I'm pretty sure he sprayed some undercoating where he pulled the wrinkle out, the body shop guy. So really, it's just a matter of getting all the different liners. I've talked to a bunch of people regarding buying all that stuff because it's fairly expensive at the Audi dealership. So are you going to get an upgraded exhaust for your RS7? Yes, I am getting an RS7 exhaust for all you guys in the live stream. Since there's 338 of you, I'll make it an exclusive, but just keep it between yourselves. I'm getting an Army Trix exhaust, a valved exhaust system. It's really sick. So hit the like button if you like an Army Trix exhaust. Yeah, Todd said kind of late in the day. It is late in the day, Todd. I really wanted to like get this in again. Hopefully a couple people of the several hundred, I would say, that have written me in the past week or so are in here. So somebody asked, Audi TT in the last video. That is a family member. That's my father's car. I'll just tell you, my dad bought that car a long time ago. I kind of pushed him. You know, I didn't know a whole lot about the TT. My dad saw the TT when it came out in like 2000, I think 99 or 2000 when they unveiled it at the auto show, and he always liked that car. So I was always on the hunt for a really good deal for him, and they were selling like in the low 40s when they were brand new. That car he bought brand new, and it was a car that a dealership didn't sell, and it had like 100 miles on it when he bought it. And they wholesaled it for like, I think he ended up getting it right around $10,000 off. But it was a year or two old by the time he bought it. So that car's an '02, I think, and he bought it in '03 or '04. So yeah, that's his car. That is not my car. I have put a lot of miles on it myself because growing up, he would sometimes let me drive it, which was a really, really, really nice thing. And I have a lot of memories driving that car. One of the first cars I really learned stick on and stuff like that. So, yeah, somebody sent me this listing. This is a strange listing. So that is that's the story of the Audi TT. That car is a 2002. It's got an original like 26,000 miles on it. Rarely ever gets used. And to be honest with you, it's in my opinion, for how much it cost back then, it's not that good of a car. Like the Porsche Boxster is a way, way, way better car. And that's a 986, the cars that nobody likes. So you guys let me know right now, comment section, same era, like early 2000s. You like an Audi TT or Porsche Boxster better? I'm telling you right now, Audi TT is not that great. Somebody sent me this, and I don't really think you guys want me to look at this. It's got mechanical damage. So great. Thanks a lot to the guy that sent me this. Let's see here. Yeah, anybody can email me. Someone said Boxster, Porsche, yeah. Okay, somebody asked a really good question. When you go to your salvage inspection, what are things to be denied for and not pass inspection? So I, here in Florida, specifically the location I go to, we have it's not that strict, I should say. And I say it's not that strict, but people still fail the inspection just because they don't have their stuff together, right? And the stuff that they would fail me for would be something like an airbag light still being on in the car. That would be the biggest thing. That's what they said the number one thing is. Now, there's also inspections for dealers, and there's inspections for individuals like myself. So an inspection for an individual is lenient comparatively to a dealer, because the dealer is obviously going to resell the car. Me, I'm going to keep the car, right? So basically, the dealer inspection, say that like a panel is not repaired properly. So take, for example, this is a hail damaged car, but did this retain a clean title? Yeah, so this retained a clean title, so you wouldn't have to do anything to it. But if it had damage like this, like on the hood, I actually, believe it or not, might be able to get away with damage like that. At my inspection location, they don't really care as long as there's, you know, structure to the car. But say the airbag was off and then I didn't fix the light correctly, you know, then that would be an issue. Let's see here. Guys, thanks so much for joining, by the way, all the people that just joined. Thanks so much to all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers, everybody here. Really appreciate it. If you do me a favor, hit the like button. We'll get a few more people in here. I am going to answer all your questions today. And I also, well, today or tonight, and or it could be morning wherever you're at. And I will also go through a few cars. So somebody sent me this right here. The GT Group B says the channel is awesome. Thank you so much. You are awesome, the GT Group B. This car just has hail damage. So I've done a couple videos on hail damage. What you need to take a look at is, it looks like this sunroof was smashed in, so you're going to need to get a new one of those. Obviously, a new windshield out of pocket. You're going to want to look primarily, you know, things can get grazed here on the side, especially these angles. You can see a couple dents here. But you're going to want to look for the price of a trunk, the price of body work on the roof, and then just get a new hood. I mean, I think it's easier than, you know, you'll find body shops who would prefer to fill it, but that's a lot of filler on the hood at one point. I'm all for getting new pieces, like a new trunk panel and all that. So new stuff here. Let's, if you guys are giving me lot numbers, remember, put Copart, put IAA in the listing. Somebody asked a good question, and that was whether or not I've used the oven in the DXP car. The answer is I've tried to use the oven in the DXP car, and I am not sure if it works or not. Somebody asked, will I do a respray of my RS7 in another color? The answer is absolutely not. I've already had paint work done to the car. The whole hood was repainted. And just the rear part of the trunk, because the spoiler's a different side, the sides are all different, just the rear part of the trunk was resprayed underneath where you go in the latches. And they were, that paint was $100 a pint. It's absolutely gorgeous. The color match is perfect. And yeah, I'm not respraying it. The color is really, really nice. When it's all clean and it's in the sun, it is one of the best grays I've ever seen, believe it or not. On camera, it just kind of looks like a gray. All right, we're going to go with Perfection's lot number. Now, I would appreciate if you guys also let me know what sort of car we're going to look at here. But that's a 36593218. All right, let's hit that and see what we're looking at here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've been sent this car several times. This thing is interesting. This is one of the nastiest biohazard cars I've seen in a while. This would definitely make it to a new series of biohazard videos if there was that series. And so, I mean, we don't need to talk about the damage, but look at all the carnage. This hit an animal, and the animal is still in the car. It looks like a deer or a moose. I mean, look at the size of it. Why in the heck it got transported with that animal in it and they didn't call, you know, whoever takes care of that stuff? This is unreal. This is, oh, I feel bad. Okay, so you guys get the gist of this car. If you want to go on and look at it your own, 365-93218. That car is disgusting. Mr. Narwhal, thank you very much for those biohazard emojis. Appreciate it. Okay. Peter, where is the Audi? Well, it's in the garage and it's nighttime. And, you know, I wanted to actually do a live stream today. I'm trying to get a live stream set up with a couple different cameras so I can switch camera angles, do them outside and all that. And I've got a mobile hotspot now, so I can, and the speeds are pretty darn good on it. So I could do that. I could go outside and actually do a live stream. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm also looking at things that you guys are sending me at the same time. So 372-34178. By the way, guys, you just joined, thank you so much for joining. Hit the like button. We'll get a couple other people in here. Okay. This is just a Ferrari with a regular title. And cars like this, you guys probably know what I like to do. I like to do a little bit of research on them. Looks like there's really nothing wrong with this car, but I'd like to know the history of like when it was sold at auction. Seems like a pretty fair price as well, $110,000. Now this is an off-site sale. An off-site sale can be held by anybody with the license essentially to sell it or the ability to sell through Copart. So I'll go over to autoauction.io. You guys have seen me use this site. This is the site that tells you how much cars sold for, if they sold at auction before. And this car doesn't appear to have been sold before, but we'll click the listing and check it out. Roberto asks, when is the next Focus RS video? I hate to even tell you guys, but the Focus RS, I called the body shop that I'm using. A bunch of people sent me a bunch of different body shop locations, and I'm very appreciative of that. But, okay, so this car sold for $75,000 on Copart. That'll give us a little bit more detail. I have been to a bunch of body shops. A lot of people do not want to take the job on. Now, there's a couple that have, and the issue with that is some of them are very far out of the way, and then one of them I didn't feel super comfortable with. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to end up probably taking it to the same guy unless I can get a hold of a few other people and possibly take it elsewhere and get it turned around quicker. But it's a matter of people wanting to take the job on. So this car is in kilometers. It's got 14,000 kilometers. We can see this looks to be like a carbon fiber piece. It looks like it has a little bit of undercarriage damage. And this is a good car. Who sold this car? It says a third party the first time. So this car's got some sort of history to it. Who knows what the story is? But the first time it sold for $75. They're now trying to get $110 for it. So that is the story on that. Let's see here. The guy who rarely lies. Now, should I take the guy who rarely lies? Should I take his lot number 08588, enter, and let's see what I think of his lot number. Ooh, the guy who rarely lies. He did not lie. He said this car is sexy, and boy oh boy does it have a set of hips on it. I mean, check out that angle on this Hyundai Elantra Touring. This is, you know, people are into station wagons, right? Maybe this is the new station wagon. Buy your own bench and straighten the Focus RS. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I think there's a little bit of a learning curve to that, but, you know. The GT Group P says, I live in Canada, I know what it's like. I think you're probably talking about the body shop stuff. Around where I'm at, it's kind of difficult. So, hi Sam, if you buy a car with engine damage, can you do an engine swap and will you pass inspection? Dylan, that's a great question, Dylan. Let me answer that question not only for engine swap, but things like flood. Because think about, you know, a lot of these cars that have mechanical damage or flood damage, they don't show any physical signs of damage. Basically, what will happen is as long as you have the paperwork, and it could be as much as like a Copart auction showing, you know, flood damage. If they know, and especially if it came from Houston or it came from where I'm at in Florida, and it says flood damage, and you get this car up and running, they're going to pass you as long as your airbag light, again, isn't on. So same thing with mechanical damage. If you can prove it was mechanical damage, especially if you have the insurance company paperwork, they're going to pass you. So that's your answer. And that is in my state of Florida. So if it's somewhere else, you know, take it for what it is. Always call your local inspection agency. It's usually a regional DMV of some sort. I know Rich from Rich Rebuilds, he had a hard time with some stuff. So let's check out another one of these. Guys, thanks so much for joining. Thank you for all the people that just joined. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. We'll get a couple more people in here and make this a fun party. So, you guys like how I say that with a lot of enthusiasm? It is getting a little late for me, but it's all good. Let's see what's going on. I would love to buy a muscle car, but they're too loud to drive in Poland. What can I do? Help, because I love that sound, and maybe you can show something close to that sound. Well, it's a tough thing. It's like saying I really, really like donuts, but I want to lose weight. And that's a true statement. I love donuts and I want to lose weight. But I don't know two ways around that. I mean, for everybody is different, right? So, let's see here. Somebody asked if I like Mustangs. I absolutely like Mustangs. I really like Mustangs. And I hope to maybe do a Shelby one day. I've had a GT500, so I would prefer not to do a GT500, but I would do a GT500, of course, for the right price. I've seen this car before. We've talked about this car before. We'll get to it. This car was damaged. It's being for sale by these guys that fix up cars and resell them at the auction. I think it originally sold around 90 grand or something like that. But Mustangs, yeah, I've had a 2012 GT. I've had a 2010 GT500. And a 2015 supercharged GT. And the 2015 was probably the best car out of all of them, but in stock form. The supercharger was, I had a Kenny Bell supercharger. I've mentioned it before on a live stream. I do not like that whole setup. So sorry, guys. Sorry, you Kenny Bell guys, but Whipple's a better setup. Roush TVS blowers is a better setup too, in my opinion. Just not a big fan of Kenny Bell. Now, mind you, I had a Kenny Bell tune on it too, so it was really conservative, and that probably would have fixed a lot of my issues. They use this throttle body that's absolutely massive. Let me see if I can find it. Kenny Bell throttle body. It's the largest throttle body that you can fit on a Mustang. I mean, here, you can just see it. This is your stock Mustang throttle body. That's the Kenny Bell throttle body. It is so ridiculously large. Like right here, this is another Kenny Bell. This is a dual blade throttle body, but like this is still really big. Ford makes like a 55 or 65 millimeter one for GT500 cars and GTs, and I don't know about for GTs, but for GT500 cars, and it just works well. So I'm hopping over again, autoauctions.io. A lot of you guys like to ask me what this site is, and that's what it is. And this car has sold before, and I'll tell you how much it sold for the first time. It sold for 93 grand. Now they're asking more, and this is crazy. So how much they want for this car? They want 115, and I think it's insane to think that they're declining 113. Look, this car's gone to auction this many times, declined 122, declined 127, 128, declined 134. So this guy is maybe getting a little greedy here. So if you buy a new car, then buy a car, you buy a car, right? Okay. I don't know what that means, but so that is the situation on the Acura NSX. If you guys like that car. Someone asked if they think I will rebuild the truck. I would rebuild. There are two trucks I like, okay? Now, there's more than two trucks I like. I like really all these new trucks that are coming out with all these luxury features on them, like the new Ram. I like the new Fords a lot. But this is the one that and of course, if I had to go out and buy a new truck, and that was my daily driver, it would be a Raptor. But this is the truck I would want to rebuild. And look, we've got one right here that's a hail damage car, so it's going to sell for a ton of money. But this is the one right here, a Lightning. Now this car doesn't look to be in particularly that great shape. It's got that nice Air Jordan logo on the back. It's got an aftermarket hood. Paint, needs paint all around. But the interior is actually not too bad. The interior on these trucks are pretty terrible. Sorry, all you F-150 owners of this era. Not the best interior, but this is the truck I like. For whatever reason, I like the Ford Lightning. Maybe throw back to the Fast and the Furious. I don't know. It's just my sort of a truck. So, rebuild this PT Cruiser. They are super fast, extremely reliable, and sexy. The funny thing about a PT Cruiser is that they did make one with the SRT4 motor in it, I think. And SRT4 is a interesting car too. There's a rebuilder guys actually doing an SRT4 right now, so check him out if you haven't already. If you get a Lightning, get one from the 90s. Brett David says, go Bolts. See, that could be another reason why I like Lightning. There's also one other truck that I like. and that is an SRT Ram. What do they call that? Dodge Ram 1500 SRT. This is going to be really tough to find here, I think. Let's see here. These are all really new trucks, so that would not be the same year. Dodge Ram SRT. Let's see what we find. There we go. Found something. Anything. Ooh, 2 of them. And this one starts. Have I seen this truck before? These trucks have actually, like, they plummeted in value and then they came back up quite a bit. So, yeah. Shout out Goon Squad. Yeah, I think we all want a Hellcat, man. I've been looking at I was looking at Hellcats a little while. Personally, if I bought a Hellcat, I probably wouldn't keep it very long. I really, really like the Mustang. I like the Mustang that you guys did. 2017 Mustang's nice. I like the new 2018 Mustang so much. I see them in the newspaper ads, the brand new 2018 Mustang. It's such a great value. And I have to hold up. I really, really want to just go buy one off the dealer lot because it's such a great deal, but can't do it. Hellcat would be great, right? So yeah, good idea. Hellcat would just blow up channel even further. So by all means, Goon Squad, the race is on. Let's see here. Someone wants to know if they should buy a BMW with a blown head gasket for €120. Depends what type of BMW. So, can I change COD title, certificate of destruction, to a rebuild title? That is a good question, and it's a really mucky answer. Goon Squad, you know anything about that? There's supposedly a loophole in one state, and I know nothing about it. I've honestly never done it, period. More or less graphic biohazard. Mr. Narwhal wants to see that. So, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Let's look up Hellcats. They had some good Hellcats on IAA here. Hellcat. Juan. No knowledge on that. Yeah, it's a strange thing. I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression. Look, let's just put it this way. There's a reason it's a certificate of destruction, right? Most of the cases, there's a reason. Now, in some fraud cases, there's cars that are in perfect condition. They turn out a COD. It's a long discussion. I've had a ton of discussion with people on COD titles, on junk titles, on scrap titles. I found out a lot of different stuff on them. But I personally would not recommend anybody buy one with the intentions of trying to get a rebuilt title for it. I just wouldn't. Now, buying one as a donor car is one of the best things you can do because they go for less price, kind of like the car that I had, the Chevy Spark. So that was perfect. Let's see here. What would be the best car for a beginner in the salvage car rebuild business to get? I would say any car that is not some super complicated German car. And what I mean by super complicated German car, like a Mercedes with a hydraulic suspension or something. You could get an old Mercedes or you could get an old BMW. It's going to be slightly more difficult to work on, but anything in the early to mid 2000s, there's going to be way more parts available. They're going to go for cheaper. And yeah, I just think that those are good cars to bid on, and you don't have a lot to risk, So, Connor wants to buy my RS for cash. You want to do it right now in the condition it sits in? I don't know about that, Connor. Got to finish it first. I actually wrote Goon Squad on frame repair, and they're quite a far way away from me, so it'd be tough. And I talked to their frame repair guy, really great guy, really nice guy, clearly does amazing work, as they showcased in that one video. And yeah, it's a nightmare where I'm at trying to get good frame repair done. Just is a total nightmare. So, all right, this SL600 is a disaster. I'd like to see some more V12 Benzes. So if you guys run into anything out there, definitely forward over V12 Benzes. I'm a big fan of the SL. I had an SL600. I had the S600, of course. Now, what is this D? I never seen this D. This is Drive Auto Auctions. You're being redirected to... Have you guys seen this before? Drive Auto Auctions is the premier wholesale car auction destination for business buyers. Drive includes third-party conditioner for... let's see this thing. I've never even seen this before. Hey, first time here with all you guys in the stream. Hey, guys, all you in the stream, thanks so much for joining. 724 people. I love it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you don't mind. Get a few more people in here and just make things that much more exciting. All right, this car right here is a remarketing division car. This is I always like this body style CL600. Now this one doesn't have, it's got AMG wheels, but it doesn't appear to have an AMG package on it, so it kind of looks a little bit dated, but these are great cars, great driving cars. Good amount of money they want for it, though, I think here. But it's only got 70,000 miles, so it's not too bad right now. Let's see here. How about an Audi A12? Interesting car, in my opinion. What is this Drive Auto Auction? I'm so curious. Like, I just want to search Drive Auto Auctions now. How many of you guys have heard of this, Drive Auto Auctions? Audi A12. Let's check that out. Let's see if there is an AW12 on here. It's just not as good as the, let's see here. I don't think it's going to show up as a W12, but they're just not as good as the Mercedes counterpart in the like 2000 era, late 2000s. Now the new W12 cylinder Audis are really cool. Chad wants me to drink more water. I'll get to that, Chad. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, well, I don't think it's online, man. Somebody's saying try and find Offset's totaled Hellcat. I've looked for Hellcat or Offset's Hellcat. He had a green one. We could see he's going to load here. Yeah, there's no green ones available right now. So, you know, and there could be something here, but again, I've looked for this car. I'm on the watch for it. And I think a lot of other people that send me links would be too. So, not there. SL65. Someone's got a great listing for an SL65. That's up my alley, especially if it's one of the later years. So, one of my most favorite cars I've owned, probably my favorite car, was an SL63 2009, the first year. It has one of the like shoddiest transmissions in it, but I can tell you that it was so much fun. So 358-98488. It had a great noise. I talk about it all the time. Okay, so this is an early model year, but hey, this has got really clean damage. You could take care of this. Well, I spoke too soon. Hold on. Let's see there. Yeah. You could take care of this car. I would be confident in bidding in this car. It's got pretty low miles, you know, considering it's a 12-year-old car. 17.6 is where it's at. These cars still sell in the 40s generally, an SL63. Now, why in the heck? I noticed this more and more. Copart's putting these like air fresheners in the vents. I can't stand air fresheners. Sorry, guys. It's just one of the things that's like one of the things that bothers the heck out of me. So this is a nice car. This is a really fast car. It's really a gorgeous car, and it's fairly clean too. So this is a nice one to watch. Oh, hold on. Are the quarters shot on this car? I was maybe not paying attention here. Even if the quarters are shot, you could fix this car. No, this quarter looks good. The trunk is what's damaged. You could find a new trunk lid. Let's do this eBay thing right here. Let's find a trunk lid for that. Now, guys, a lot of you write me asking where I find parts. A lot of them come from eBay. I'd say the majority of them come from eBay. Which, believe it or not, they do not like the fact that when I say they, the rebuild inspectors buying cars from eBay. So anyway, here, let's see what we got here on eBay. We were looking for an 2006, let's just call it an SL 550 at the time, no, 500 trunk. All right, now David C. threw me a super chat. He said, subscribe to autoauctions.io today. Very useful. Hey, man, thanks so much for the super chat. I agree 100%. I'm a big fan of autoauctions.io. Look at this, 500 bucks, 250 plus 250 shipping. So you can get a lid for that car for 500 bucks. There you go, shipped to you. So that is the story. Thank you very much, David C. Appreciate it. Do you recommend a buy it now car on Copart or always bid? So I don't like buy it now cars for one reason. Well, excuse me, let me backtrack that. Going to David C.'s comment about autoauctions.io, rarely on Copart you will see a buy it now auction from a dealership. And if it's from, you'll see a buy it now auction from an insurance company. The majority of buy it now listings are from third parties. And so if it's from a third party, you know how I feel about that. So I tend to stay away. But sometimes you will see a buy it now auction from an insurance company. Now, IAA is kind of contrary to that. You'll see a lot of buy it now auctions in general, and they could be from a dealership. It could be from anybody, really. So, yeah, and honestly, I've seen amazing deals on buy it now on both sites from insurance companies. Something that's like, imagine if you got a Mustang GT Premium with all the options and a Mustang base, and say that it's got whatever damage, they base the price off of like a base Mustang, sometimes on accident, and they'll post it for that price. That's when the buy it now is amazing. So Trevor wants to know, can you do a vid of all your cars and current projects? So I hate to admit this, Trevor, but my Corvette still would be considered a current project, even though I was told this evening that I'll be getting it back tomorrow and it will be finished. We'll see. I would like to do an update on that. If you guys want to see a video of all of those things, let me know right now in the chat. I will definitely be sure to do that. Now, people keep saying an R34. Excuse me. Well, an R34 is a Skyline, right? And sorry, forgive me for not knowing what R34 is, but yeah, it is a Skyline. The question is, will a Skyline show up on, let's see here, Nissan? Probably, I don't know. Is there an R34 on here? Does somebody have I keep on typing R34. Sorry, guys. Let's see here, Skyline. Nissan Skyline. Sometimes they show up, but I've never seen an R34 that I recall here on. Yeah, there's no Skylines on Copart right now. Maybe on the other one. Someone said, I want to see you make a video. Is the Jetta light rides and drives good for a noob in this field? No, the Jetta is a disaster for a noob. The Jetta is, I say that, well, it depends how you know, when it comes to being a noob, right? I don't fault people for wanting to. A lot of people write me and say, hey, I won my first auction. It's a Mercedes, or some guy wrote me and said, I won my first auction. It's a Maserati. And that's really diving in pretty deep for your first lesson, but it can teach you a ton of stuff. And I'm not opposed to stuff like that because there's a solution to every single problem, and a lot of problems can be rectified with money. So the Jetta, could it be fixed? Yeah, I don't currently have the time or the care to do anything about it. Mike's using it to drive around, so that is what it is. So let's see here. Someone said, hello, what is the average savings when buying an auction car? 25 to 30%? Miguel, 30%, 25% if you're buying it fixed is about accurate. So if it's a $30,000 car and you can buy it for the low 20s and the fix is really good, then it's probably not a bad deal. If you're buying it and doing it yourself, if you can save 50%, I think that's the golden number. So someone is saying a Lamborghini Huracan Spider 366. 938. Thanks for all the great questions tonight, guys. I'm really glad that you are you're sending all these in. Ooh, look at this Huracan. This looks like a car that was on the Vegas Strip. Chevy Spark is my dream car. Chad, well, if you want a busted up Chevy Spark with a COD, I'd be happy to give you mine. Just write me. But you got to get it out of my yard. You can't just, stick me with that bill. So, Lamborghini Huracan, really quick here. We are going to take a quick look at this guy. This thing's pretty damaged up in the front corner here. But, seeing that this fender, this headlight, this bumper, the front support's all screwed up. Overall, could you fix it? I would say you probably could. A lot of the stuff in the front end here. So, depends how mangled up that frame is. Talking about Goon Squad and Goon Squad being in the chat, you look at their Corvette frame, it's made out of aluminum and it was cracked, and likely this car's frame is made out of aluminum. They're the front frame rails, but this car's got kind of a front tub. I'm not sure what it looks like behind all that stuff. If it's any more cracked than like what the Goon Squad have, it's going to be really tough because aluminum doesn't bend and move real easy. You look at the Goon Squad's damage on their car, it was moved so slight. They just had to move it a little bit. They didn't have to move. It's not like their Mustang that was bashed in the front. They pulled it before they then went and fixed it. If this is really screwed up underneath, you'd want to see this car in person. Let's put it that way. Could it be fixed? Possibly. You cut out a nasty piece and weld in a good piece. But just remember that aluminum fixes are difficult. I got to get to a couple super chats here. Andrew told me to try out car-part.com. Car-part.com is good for all of you guys know. That's car-part.com. If you're looking for a used part, especially close to your area in like a local salvage yard, that's the place to go. You will find it, and you should be successful in finding it if it's a pretty common car. And it will sort through closest to furthest away or cheapest to most expensive. And I bought pieces off of car-part.com that are not local. So Enrico says, could this be a good rebuild project? It says rejected repair. Now, rejected repair is always interesting because some people's tolerance on repair is, some people could care less about the repair and some people are extremely picky. So let's see what this looks like. A Scion FRS, a rejected repair. Number one, it's great because it's from State Farm Insurance. Number two, it's a pure sale, so I like that. Now let's go through. At the body shop I've been dealing with, I've been seeing a lot of cars that were going to be totaled out, and the people really couldn't afford to have their car totaled out. Now what I mean by that is that they might have been a little underwater on the car, or say that they're just dead even with the car. The car is worth $5,000 and the insurance company is going to pay them $5,000 or even $5,500. They don't really want to go out and buy a new car. They prefer to keep making the payments and keep their car, right? So they hop it from one body shop to the next, and then the next body shop has a lower tolerance and they charge less. I say lower tolerance, but like literally they're just, for lack of a better term, bottom feeders. They'll take the job when other guys won't. That's when you get some of these repairs and whatnot. So this car says rejected repair. Enrico wants to know if this would be a good car to repair. Now the first good thing you have is the fact that the insurance company might have started paying out on it to be repaired. What I don't like here is this dashboard bag is blown. Those are always a pain in the neck. Can you fix that? You absolutely can. Now the rear end here, I'm looking at what looks to be some sort of superficial damage on the quarter panel. That can obviously be fixed. Also on this quarter panel, it's not heavily damaged. The rear end looks in pretty good shape. So Enrico, as far as that goes, not bad. It's not bad. What I don't like here is this tilted intercooler up front. It's probably just not held in place. But I want to see more of what's behind this bumper. And that's where the big question lies. So if this car goes for $1,500, a couple $1,000, maybe not a bad deal, because you're going to be in it still, I don't know. I don't want to start throwing numbers on cars that I've never shot parts for before. I imagine this car to be like a $6,000 to $7,000 car when it's all done. So you'd have to buy it pretty low with fees and stuff. So thank you very much, Enrico, and I hope that answers your question. Somebody says that the radiator sits like this originally. If that's the case, well, I appreciate you letting me know. Then maybe it's fine. Right here, I mean, this is where the hood latch and all that stuff probably sits, and it doesn't look bent. So that's a good sign, but I still would want to see lower here underneath this front bumper. I like that it comes with a new replacement front bumper, so that's a good thing. Somebody started the repair, so I could only imagine that it might not be a bad repair to do. Somebody says they told me they work at the body shop. Well, I'm glad you let me know. We learn something every single day. We got somebody keeps telling me there's a Liberty Walk Ferrari. Now I have a hard time believing this, but we're going to check out and see if this is actually a Liberty Walk Ferrari. Let's see here. The DDE car? Oh, yeah. Well, this is the DDE car. This car sold a long time ago. So we already know somebody actually on YouTube bought this car and repaired it. So go check that out. Now, Calvin, he sent me greetings from Germany. Calvin, I need you to send some Audi parts my way, Calvin. 404-51008. Thank you very much, Calvin. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, if you're just joining, thank you so much for joining. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, hitting that like button. It helps me out, of course. And we're going to check out Calvin's car right now. Let's see here. Calvin wants to know about Tesla Model S. Well, Calvin, you asked the wrong guy. You should be asking Rich Rebuilds. However, I'd be happy to take a look at it for you, pull it up on auto auctions, because that's probably what's going to give us the most information. Now, I did a video, Calvin, you might or might not have seen it, about Teslas that sit high and are missing their drive batteries. This says battery power very low. Again, that's the sort of stuff that I wish I had more hands-on experience with a Tesla to tell you if that meant anything. It could just mean that the battery is completely drained in it, right? But I don't know. So what we're going to do is pull this car up on auto auctions. This car looks to be a car that is not for sale by the insurance company, but I have been fooled before, and that's, not to be taken as accurate until we actually find the car. So yes, this car is being sold by a third party, like I guessed, which is your number one sign. And it's sitting high for what I would think this car would sit. So let's check it out on here and see if we can find anything. Shiv asked about the Acura NSX. We looked at that Acura NSX earlier in this stream, and it looks perfect, but it has been previously repaired. My computer is trying to load this. I don't know if this is... Here we go. It's starting to load. Uh-oh. Did auto auctions go offline? Did you guys crash auto auctions? You guys might have crashed autoauctions.io. Hold on. Gotta send a text to... I think I've told you guys, but I know Nick, the owner of Auto Auctions. I'm going to send him a message. Man, Calvin, I'm sorry, man. We got to find out what the story is with that car. And we're going to see what Nick says right now. If he's awake, that is. He should be awake. Nick's a night guy, so it says retry for live version. We're dead in the water. So, looking at the sides here, it does look like it's sitting a bit high. It looks like it's got decent wheel gap. Do these Teslas have that much wheel gap? And the offset's like real like in on these cars. Yeah. Someone says it works for him. Here, sometimes I can do this right here. I can go incognito and it will work. Let's see. Oh, look, it does work. Now I got to log in. What's going on with auto auctions? Let me try just here. All right, let's try it again. Click it. Doesn't want to give me that car here. Darn it. Let's see here what this does. Okay, if I log in, will it tell you my? I'm holding my hand out in front of the in front, like you guys are gonna stop from seeing all my stuff here. All right, here we go. I gotta remember my password here. Let's see here if this works. Oh, maybe I don't remember my password. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm telling you, that listing's giving me trouble. Sorry, guys. Not working. That listing is not working. Error 502. Yep. So, hold up. Hold up. Let's see what's going on. Christopher Sanders says that he owned a car. He wants to buy it back. Let's see here. Someone asked if I like Toyota Supras, if I would ever plan on getting one. You know, I should have taken up my buddy James's offer to drive his. I never did, and I kind of regret it. I don't know a whole lot about them. I don't ever plan to own one, although I really wanted badly for my first car, not an IS, but an SC300, which has the 2JZ motor or 1JZ motor, and I forget now. I think it's a 2JZ. Someone says that this was their car and they wanted to buy it back. I'm having a hard time believing that. But I've always wanted to like buy one of these and do a EV conversion on one of my pizza cars. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But no, I wouldn't buy this back. That quarter panel door, all that stuff underneath there. It's just, the problem is the Chevy Spark, there's just so many of them, I'd wait for a good one. So no, I wouldn't buy that car personally. See, I've seen a Mustang 6G for him. Any chance of another Mustang project? Yeah, Timbo. Let's look for a Mustang really quick. This is the Mustang I want. GT3. This is the way you got to look for Shelby's on, let's see here, on Copart. Just type in Mustang SH. That's where all the Shelby's pop up. So right here is a 2016. Somebody sent me this one with burn damage. Let's check it out. Someone asked, is it safe to buy cars on Copart that are titled normal wear or scratches and dents? In certain cases, yeah. In cases of newer cars, I'm not a big fan of most of them, but yeah, in certain cases, of course it is. It all is dependent on the car. The car could say that it was in a swamp for 3 months, and a guy like Rich Rebuild still might buy it. But, yeah, and so this car is interesting, right? 633 miles. It looks like someone got angry and set fire to the outside of it. And believe it or not, I remember at a body shop I used to frequent, I just hung around there too long. They bought a panel off an Audi. They bought a door off of an Audi A4 once, and they like, it was burnt to a crisp, and it was like this, you know, they just redid it like it was nothing. So I would imagine that this bumper's probably toast because it's made out of plastic. But I don't know. I would guess you could just sand this guy down and repaint it. I don't know if maybe that's the new color scheme of a Mustang too, burnt white. So it says run and drive on the Mustang. Yeah, it looks, honestly, look at underneath the hood. Doesn't look like the fire originated underneath here. Doesn't look like it at all. Well, there's some, you know, ash here. And look, the interior is perfect too, so there's no electrical fire. I like this car. That'd be an interesting one to buy. So he wants me to buy an X-Lease Hyundai car written off. I'm not sure what that is. So look up Mercedes E63. I found one yesterday. Let's see here. Hey Sam, will you make an offer or wait to bid on this car? I'm going to tell you, I don't know what car this is. We're going to take a look, but likely I wouldn't do either personally right now because I have too many cars. I got to get rid of a good 2 or 3 cars. Now, one of them is going to be easy. One of them is going to be that donor car. I just got to get it shipped out of here, probably to like James's junkyard or something. Okay, this is going to be a tough one because It looks great, right? But I have a feeling this car has been fixed up a little bit. I wouldn't think, it could. See this? Just looks abnormal. Here we go. Let's go back to our favorite site here, Auto Auctions. Let's see, did Nick write me back or no? Let's see what he said here. Ha! You guys crashed autoauctions.io. Thank you very much. That gives me a little bit of clout with Nick. Nick, if you're watching, yeah, look, Auto Auctions is down. You guys crashed it. Good job, guys. Appreciate it. Nick, if you're watching, thanks. All right. So what do I think about this car? I'd wait to bid on it. I would not buy it at $9,500. These are good cars, though. They're fast. They're really rare if you can find them in a 6-speed manual. I think they made a few of these 550i's in a 6-speed manual. If you find that car, that's like a real gem. That's a cool car. Can you show us the car with the animal in it again, please? No, I'm sorry, I won't do that because I already showed it and I don't like it. It's in bad taste just to show it again. Somebody, had me show it, but it's up there. So, Bill asked he said, Sam, have you seen that channel called Goon Squad? I've never seen that channel, Goon Squad. Can you guys tell me about it? No, I'm just kidding. Of course I've seen Goon Squad. Goon Squad was in the chat earlier, and they chat back and forth with us. So shout out Goon Squad. They're doing a great job. And I love the cars they're working on. I love that Corvette Z06. I love that it has like 600 miles on it. That's the best thing in the world. When you get a really super clean, low mileage car like that. My Corvette's only got like 8,000 miles on it. I'm really thrilled to have it when it's done because it's like a cream puff. I can drive for a little while and, Somebody said they only made 550 in the E60 style. That was a stick shift. That'd be interesting. Good times. When will I say how much I pay for the RS7? Probably really soon because, first of all, you guys could find it if you wanted to using that site I've been showing all night. And number two, my intentions are not to withhold from you guys what the prices of this stuff because I always end up telling you. But I don't want to create the idea that, oh yeah, it's all just roses going in and buying these cars and hey, you pay $5,000 for this car and it costs another $2 or $3 to fix it. The RS7, the parts are extremely expensive. So if I tell you guys I pay this much for it, and I'm telling you, I really stole the car. I think I got a great deal on it. And I'm really fortunate because I've got a few people that help me out sponsorship-wise to pay for parts or send me parts. And that really will help make a dent in what my initial cost or end cost would be. So it's not to just say, hey, I'm not telling you guys, but I hope you understand that if I were to tell you and that car, if I did it the wrong way, I could double the purchase price. Let's just put it that way. And in which case it wouldn't be worth it. Talking about RS7s, let's see if there's any on here and see if they're worth bidding on. Let's see. All right, Nick, we got to try that Tesla. All right, where's my guy here? Who sent me this? Calvin, you still in the chat? Throw a message up, Calvin, if you're still here. Where is that Tesla? We got to find that Tesla. Here's the Tesla right here. All right, we got to go back to Calvin's Tesla really quick. Here it is. Let's see here. This car is for sale by a third party, like we guessed. I think we had figured that out already. Come on, Nick. You said that this was fixed, darn it. Nick told us this was fixed. And, oh, there we go. Okay. That's what that Tesla looked like. So, Calvin, does that answer your question, bud? Wouldn't bid on this car at all. Nope. Who knows? Who knows if the battery's missing and all that other stuff. And it's sold for 18 and they're probably trying to get more. Or around that. Or maybe less if they took the battery. Who knows? All right, so there's an RS7 here. Let's check it out. They want 53.5 Canadian. Since I'm terrible at Canadian conversion, and I screwed that up in a video, let's see what this is. This is 40 grand US. They want 40 US. I'm going to start by saying I paid a substantially less than 40 grand. However, my car is 3 years older than this car, and that's a good difference because I think this has a facelift. So this car, in my opinion, is not really repairable. It's got the standard seats, which some people prefer over the ones that I have. Ooh, this car's a disaster. Yeah, and it's 40 grand. A lot of money. How many miles? Less miles than mine, 18 kilometers, 18,000. Let's see here. Let's see here. Will you take 3 years to fix that Audi too? I might. Coming from you, Island Time. I'm going to take my time to fix it. Let's see here. Ferrari Scuderia. I've seen that car. Another YouTuber sent me that link to the Ferrari Scuderia because they were interested in it. And that car's been repaired. You guys can see it on auto auctions. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not worth it. We can go look at RS7s here. Let's see here. Let's check out Audi RS7 on IAA here. See if there's, oh look, there's a ton of them. Hey, look, here's a 16 RS7 for $15,500, guys. I will tell you right now, I paid more than $15,500. But also, yeah, half of my engine wasn't burnt up either. I don't know, there's still a lot of good car left here. I mean, these seats are really, really spectacular looking. Ugh. Look at that. Look at that nasty, nasty old seat. Let's see here. Let's boot this guy here. Do I ever buy cars from police auctions? Possible. I would like to find a car at a police auction, but I've never actually seen one. So this car is pretty screwed up, and the engine's obviously very expensive in an RS7. That's why it's so cheap. So Mark Osmo sent me something over. He said, looks like a quick flip, no hood is odd though. Let's check it out real quick. 379-0500. Oh no, 05-508. Sorry. Past my bedtime, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm on the wrong site, obviously, Mark. 379-05508. All right. Someone said, not someone, Mark asked, this is good for a quick flip. Okay, we want to look and see what's going on here with this Genesis, I think. Yeah. So 3/4 of the car looks really good. The structure looks pretty good on this side. Also looks pretty good on that side. The hood is here, and it's just that it's really damaged and they just pulled it off the car. Now, this is where your issue is, obviously, right on this side. This, a lot of guys could reshape this. You could possibly, you just want to probably, I don't know, guys. You know, you could fix this, but I don't want to tell you one way or another. Me, I wouldn't feel bad reshaping this, you know, making it look pretty again, putting it back where it needed to be. This whole piece you'd probably have to buy, you know, whatever that is, that section, you know. So yeah, I think you could fix this if you're interested in flipping it. Sure, it just matters how much it sells for, because it is a 14,000 mile 2016 car, and we can this really does look like an insurance company car to me. But we'll take a quick look. What did I just copy? I copied the wrong thing. Lot number, copy, paste. Let's check this out, make sure, yeah, it's an insurance company selling it. So, Mark, hope that answers your question. I think you could fix this car. The front, the main components of the front, the structure here, even though this is chewed up a bit here, this looks like it's in pretty good shape. Even if stuff like that needs to be moved a little bit, going back to, talking about Goon Squad Corvette there, just moves a little bit, one or the other. It's not the end of the world. It's when things are bent so far out of whack that you start to, walk away from it. So everybody's asked to check out the NSX, guys. If you go back earlier in the stream, we have checked out the NSX. That car was previously in a damage. It sold for $93,000 on Copart. It's now been relisted, and that's the story of the NSX. Thank you very much, Fix Bros, for reminding everybody who just joined the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to hit that like button. It helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's see here what we got. I'm looking through the latest. Somebody gave me a good idea here. Let's look up an Audi RS3. There is no Audi RS3. We already saw the Audi RS7. We'll check out this nasty looking Audi RS5. And what do we have here? We have an absolutely mangled up, destroyed RS5. And, I mean, look at that. Engine bay too. Was this a flood car as well as it looks like it ran into a ditch, a mucky ditch, and going pretty fast too. Yeah, this car is a disaster. So somebody says a huge truck that was buried alive. Let's see that one. You guys are too much tonight. Is it because it's a late night stream that you ask these sort of great questions? Let's see here. And by the way, guys, for all the people that just joined in, like how somebody really got me on this one, a Corolla. For all the guys that just joined in, thank you so much for joining. The main reason I did this live stream is because I've gotten literally hundreds of emails over the last few days with a lot of questions, generic questions regarding this stuff, and it's impossible for me to answer every single one of them. So if you have a question, let me know in the chat here. I'll try to answer it to you. I'll try to answer it for you. Sorry, it's getting late for me, guys. But also, you can send me links, all that sort of stuff. Somebody asked a great question. Side hatch 69. So why would they total a car if it's just light frame damage? That's a great question, and there's a couple different ways to answer that. And again, it all depends on the car. Let's go and talk about an older car. If it's an older car and it has frame damage, well, frame damage obviously costs money to fix. Older cars aren't worth that much. That's probably why they total it. If it's a newer car that has light frame damage. Newer cars have aluminum frames. Newer cars have high-strength steel frames. And there is approved repairs and non-approved repairs. So even if you have a dent in your frame rail of a high-strength steel frame, like my Corvette, I'm pretty sure has, I'm not sure if it's high-strength steel or not. If that is the case, the approved repair is a whole new frame or a whole section of frame, or a front frame rail, literally pulling the engine out, pulling the carpets back in the interior of the car. If that's the case, well, that is why your car gets damaged. It's not that even if it's just bent a little bit one way or the other. For a high-strength steel repair, the approved repair is to take the rail out and completely replace it, not section it, not bend it. Now, I think if it's just a very minor bend or a very minor dent, I personally am not bothered by it. Now, if it's pretty severe and it's repaired, it's a different story, and it all depends on the severity. But my repair would not be an approved repair, and that's a problem, so that's the situation. So here's a car that a lot of people have sent to me, and it's an orange Grand Sport. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. It is, let's see here, 374-14628. This is the 15-mile Corvette Grand Sport that was totaled. And this car was featured in a Jalopnik article as well. This is one of those sad situations. And again, it's really tough without seeing. Now, I'm not sure. You guys could probably tell me better. But on the C6 Corvette, the Grand Sport frame was made out of steel, like my C6 Corvette. But the Z06 and ZR1 frames were made out of aluminum and like I want to say magnesium and some sort of composite. So, like, again, going back to Goon Squad video, that aluminum cracks. I don't know if the frames on these new Grand Sports are made out of aluminum or not. You guys let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate it if you did let me know. All right, so I'm going to look for that. Kevin Griffin, what's up from Daytona Beach? Hey, Kevin, shout out to you. What's going on, man? Sick colors, right, Goon Squad? I love this orange. I love these loud colors. Like, that's the one bummer about my Corvette. Like, I still like it. It's white, but it's white, right? So it is what it is. Now, Goon Squad, by the way, if I'm saying anything that you don't agree with, let me know, because you guys obviously know what you're doing. So I just know that aluminum is tougher to deal with, and I think you guys did a really, really nice repair on your rails. I really, really like what you guys did. I just think that, you know, if it's in really tough shape or it's really bent or cracked off one way or the other, it just makes things that much more difficult to deal with and not worth it. So someone's telling me to wrap the Vet. That could be a good idea. The Domino's car is gone from Copart. Well, it was not Copart, guys. That car was on IAA. I think it's still... Do I have it up here? No, I don't. It's on IAA if you want to find it. Ferrari 430. Let's check this out. Scott sent this over. Thanks very much, Scott. Appreciate it, man. 40200-338. Enter. All right. This is a 430 for 55 grand. Let's check this guy out real quick. This is one of these cars that doesn't look right. Again, I want to say that this is for sale by a third party. Seeing that it's a minimum bid and to buy it now likely makes it that. Let's see really quick. Let's see what this car looked like if there's some pre-photos of it. Someone asked if you can go back and rewind the stream. You should be able to. It's like, you know, fast forwarding and rewinding a regular video. So this car was sold on IA for $39,500, and here's what it looked like before. Looks like some of this stuff was damaged, and, you know, a little bit more in plain sight in the IA listing. Damage is pretty similar. This is all bent in real nice up front here. So yeah, this car's got some pretty severe damage. Being a Ferrari, I'm sure this is all aluminum stuff. And like we just got done talking about a million times, the bending one way or the other is really tough with this sort of stuff. You can fix anything. It comes down to how much money you want to spend. And I personally wouldn't want to spend that much on this car here, especially at 55 grand. You have to put a lot of money into it. And these cars are trading hands under 100,000 now for a clean title. Guys, what I'm going to do, I'm probably not going to make this live stream, I'm probably not going to make it public, but what I am going to do is I'll put it on my community page. So find it on the community page if you want to go back, rewind, check it out there. So Ralph Wiggum asked, if you go with a broker, do you pay less fees? And Ralph, unfortunately, the answer is no. Or they said, do you pay less fees? Sorry, I think I read that wrong. The answer is no. You actually will pay more fees because you're utilizing them as the middleman to buy a car. And it's not the end of the world if you consider the fact that you don't have to get a dealer's license and all this sort of stuff. I've been looking into that more and more lately, and there's a good amount of money involved startup-wise. The biggest thing to overcome is having a commercial location. So, got a couple people that wrote in super chat here. Julian, he wants to know if this lot is worth bidding on. Let's see here. 377-02-168. Let's check it out here. All right. Is this worth bidding on? Okay, I see it's a pure sale. That's a good sign. See, it's got 99,000 miles. It's a lot of miles for 2015. And the rear end's been pushed in. So, yeah, I don't mind the damage on this car because the quarters aren't bad on it. So, right here, these don't look too smashed in. Definitely where this taillight meets the top of the quarter, I'm guessing that this taillight is broken, and that's why it's not aligned, although something could be misaligned up here. The quarters are really what you want to worry about on these rear end damaged cars. And again, this quarter doesn't look too bad here. So as long as you're okay with the high miles, it is a pure sale. I could do a quick search for you on auto auctions. I'm pretty sure this is for sale by an insurance company though. So this is the car you're into, and it goes for a low price, which it likely could, given the high miles. Give it a shot. So next person, handicap van on Copart 377-22937. Thank you very much, by the way, to Julian and Sean. Sean, did I look up the right car here? 37722. Oh, I typed in the wrong thing, Sean. Hold on. Get the right one here for you. Pure sale means that there is no reserve. Okay, so this is an old Ford Windstar handicap van, and it was a donated vehicle. This is a pretty old example, and if you know me, I like more modern stuff, especially when it comes to something that's been converted like this. The technology is so much better, and the new I've got actually a family member in the business of caring for individuals with disabilities, and they own a few of these vans. They tend to buy older stuff, not this old per se, but you just got more stuff to deal with. So yeah, I mean, this car probably sold really cheap. Let's see what it sold for. Now, in the case of you needing to transport someone around with a wheelchair, it's very expensive to get a modern wheelchair van. So there's your downside to that. Whereas I'm guessing this sold, look, for $200. You can't beat it for $200, so I won't knock it for that. So let me see one thing here. Let's see here. Check out Drive Auto Auctions. Yeah, we were just on Drive Auto Auctions. Really strange. So guys, hit me with a few other questions if you have them. Hit me with a few other listings if you have them. And then, let's see here. Let's check out, let's go back and get into these Shelby Mustangs really quick. So I mentioned it a couple times in the live stream. I had a 2010 GT500. It was the newer body style, but it was the older iron block, so it still had that heavy nose. And yeah, it was a really, really fast straight line car. I put a bigger supercharger on it. Really fun. And I wouldn't mind another GT500, but if I bought one, I would really think I'd have to get like a 13 or 14. I'd really, really prefer a GT350 though. Just the new 2015 and up Mustangs are so much better. Even if it's like a 15 Mustang GT versus a 13 or 14 GT500. Of course, the GT500 is faster, but I much rather prefer the new Mustang. Someone had a good question. Do you have to tell someone when you sell a rebuilt title car, it was in an accident? Well, first of all, a rebuilt title car doesn't mean the car was in an accident. But I always personally disclose it, because when you disclose it, that obviously is taking a lot of liability off of you if you try and hide something like that. But yeah, I think that it's the right thing to do. Lawfully, I don't know if you have to disclose it or not, but I know that when you get it done, when you get the car rebuilt at the at your local bureau, they tell you must disclose it. They've always told me every single time I get a car rebuilt, you must disclose it. So whether or not you have to legally, I don't know. But I would tell you to do so, because there's no point in lying to someone. So I have $599 to buy an automobile. What do you suggest? I suggest this. Right here. I suggest if you have $599, I suggest you look up a microwave, because it'll sell for like $10, and by the time you pay the fees on it, it'll be let's see this. Okay, Ralph Wiggum's got a question. Okay, Ralph Wiggum, let's go back to your question. For less fees, it's dealer or bust? No, the answer is no. Let's go to Copart. Right here on Copart, right here's the home page of Copart, and you're going to go to, where does it say it here? No license required, and there you go. You don't need a broker to bid. Anybody can log in, put their information in, and bid on any of these cars. These are cars in states that don't require you to have a license. I can buy in Tifton, Georgia. I can't buy here in Tampa, Florida. And hopefully that will change soon, but that's just how it goes, man. Hey, Fix Bros, check out that IAA listing first. Well, here, I'll check it out. If it's on IAA, I checked it out on Copart, and it was the wrong listing. We'll give it one more shot. 208-34755, and see if this is a special listing. Okay, maybe it is. They, ooh, look at how mucky that thing is, man. So, Ralph Wiggum, I hope that answers it for you. Go to Copart, go to no license required. There are public auctions here on insurance auto auctions, but in being in the state of Florida, they don't let you bid on them. I paid for a membership and all that sort of stuff, and they just kind of like kick you to the curb. It's kind of ridiculous. So let me see this really quick. Guys, how's the stream quality out there? Does it look solid, or does it look blurry, or what are you guys seeing? That truck got dredged up. I like that. That truck did get dredged up. All right, let's check it out really quick. This thing was definitely flooded, or oh yeah, it was. This thing fell into something with a lot of mud in it. That's really terrible. Well, someone got a new truck. Put it that way. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. Nick Woodhams. Shout out Nick Woodhams. Nick Woodhams is in the stream. He is the founder of AutoAuctions.io. Tell Nick he needs to right now. Everybody in the auction, or in the auction. Everybody in the chat. Shout out Nick Woodhams. Tell him to sponsor one of my videos. I keep pushing Nick to sponsor one of my videos, and he gives me a hard time about it. So let's see here. Porsche 911. That's it. That's a good. Someone's saying, Nick, give Sam a free car. And Nick drives a nice car. He drives a BMW. So come on, Nick. Come on, man. We know you're good for it. All right, here we go. Porsche 911. Here we go. We'll check out a 911 here. 395-00218. Guys, if you're just joining the stream right now, hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Okay, flood car. I'm probably going to say what I say on pretty much every single flood car. There's no way in telling whether or not it's worth it or not. You got to go and look for it, or look at it in person. There's no way of me looking at photos and telling you one thing or another. I can tell you, obviously, water got up high enough to ruin the seat, and it looks like, I don't know if my screen is discolored or the camera was off that day, but it looks like it might have even got higher than that. We all know where the engine sits in a 911. But hey, the electronics on the dash work and the car starts, but it doesn't drive. So maybe it's got some sort of mechanical or electrical issue. Who knows? An Aston Martin DB9. By the way, I'm going to ask you guys something. Did you guys see the Vin Wiki video where he said that he had a roof Porsche 911 and he had the opportunity to trade it for a Lexus LFA like $150,000 Porsche 911, and an LFA came along and he declined it just because he didn't like the LFA. Come on. Then at the end he said that I guess the guy was doing some sort of fraudulent stuff. I think as a dealer you can kind of really dig down and see if they're the owner of the car and all that. Let's see here. So a bunch of you guys saw that one. Cool. I don't know what this thing is. Someone sent me a Saturn Ion Level 2, or maybe I typed something in wrong. I doubt that I typed this one in right. I mean, don't you think you would, even if it was like you're not a big fan of the LFA, wouldn't you want to get one for 150 grand? I would sell everything I own right now and take out a loan to buy an LFA for 150 grand because you can resell it for like double that, I think. Let's see, we're getting a lot of different cars right now, but we're not getting lot numbers. Come on, guys. Let's see here. What's the name of the website you're checking the price from now? You Auto Auctions. Autoauction.io here. So this microwave sold for $10. By the way, I can't believe somebody bid on this. And the insurance company was a seller. Wow, that's unbelievable. Look at the top corner of my page. I'll type it in right here. Here, site is autoauctions.io. All right, here we go. Trey's hooking it up with a good lot numbered MP412C. Car I bid on before I bid on my Audi. And somebody got a steal on that car. Let's see here. Trey 22902 Maybe we're looking on the wrong site. Let's try out IA. See what happens here. Alan McCormick. Nick's never going to sponsor because you're spotlighting his website for free. Well, you know, Nick has been very helpful to me, and Nick is a good guy. By using his site, it helps me out a lot, and I don't mind showing it to you guys. I think that you guys enjoy his site. However, we're still going to have that discussion after this live stream, Nick, especially after I crashed your site. You're welcome. Okay, so let's see here, 6,700 miles. This is an interesting one. Now, we all know that the parts on McLaren are really expensive. I got a good story about a McLaren. I'm going to pull it up right now if I can find it. Let's see here. So, I don't mind this car. The front end looks great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The front end looks really nice on this car. Even the ducts for the these little radiators, these little coolers are here. You know, on my Audi, the ducts for my coolers were missing. I think that the body shop just took them off and tossed them. And I think they're like $100 a piece, which is ridiculous. I bought them. I have them. Let's see here. This car right here. Let's see here, Trey. Let's go back really quick. And this is for sale by New Jersey Manufacturing Group. And so I'm not quite sure who that is. Let's take a look really quick. They provide insurance. So hey, it's for sale by a legit company. So again, I'm gonna have to buy a lot of front end parts there. But if you got the means to buy them, you got the means to buy the car. You could have a little bit of hood misalignment, or it could just be pop. Not sure. But I don't see anything majorly wrong with this. I do like it a lot. Now, I want to see if I can find this. Somebody had a McLaren that was totally like messed up. And I was crazy enough to even reach out to them and attempt to, offer them something, but they wanted so much money for this car. We're going to try and find it here. Let's see here. Let's see here. McLaren, and then we want to look for a bad title. More refinements. I'm going to look for vehicle title. I don't like that it says rebuild. Yeah, this isn't it. Unfortunately, it's not here, guys. Oh, did somebody buy this car for 152 grand? It says ended, but doesn't say sold. I didn't think. There's one of these. There's a McLaren 570 GT right now. There's a McLaren 570 GT for sale on Manheim right now for 115. It originally came from the Tampa Bay area. So let's see here. No, it's not off topic. Somebody asked how the RS is going. The RS is going all right. It's in the same exact condition you guys saw it last. Unfortunately, it is waiting to get in line at a body shop. So, McLarens are indeed nice cars. I would agree with you. Somebody told me to check out E36 M3, so we're going to check out an older M3 if there's one here at Copart. And now you guys are going to think I'm a real jerk for this, but I got to look at the body style of an E36. I think it's that boxy one. Yeah, okay, it is. I say boxy. It's not this. It's the style before that. And it looks like there's a couple of them on here. Here's one right here, 97. And it's already at $2 grand. I can't believe how much these cars sell for. Personally, you're going to hate me for saying this, guys. And Igor Fish 95, thank you very much. I love this aftermarket emblem. This is an off-site sale car. This car is not in the greatest condition. It's got an auto transmission. I'm not a big fan of this generation M3. I think that the E46, and then of course I like the E92, the way it looks. I like the interior of the E92. I had an E92. The drive is, it sounds good. It's kind of boring. But it is, don't get me wrong, an excellent, well-rounded car, and it would be amazing on a track. So, yeah, Alex said he owned an E36. The problem is, with time comes more amazing cars, right? So, back in the early 2000s, and this car right here, I'm going to show you, these cars can be had for nothing. I remember going to the dealership and just probably going to the Volkswagen dealership to buy a part or pick up a part for my brother's old car. He had an old Bug. And seeing this car right here, when it first came out, this car came out in 03 or 04, and it was like, wow, look at that Audi S4. Now this is a V8 Audi S4. Look, you can get it for $3,500, and it gets bad gas mileage. It's not particularly really fast. It's pretty quick, and it's just kind of boring. And that's why it only sells for $3,500. So anyway, I mean, it's time. So guys, I think we're going to call it right here. I really appreciate you guys joining me for this. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. A lot of you guys sent me a lot of great questions, and I really appreciate it. A lot of you guys emailed me, like I said, in the last, let's say, few days, and it's just been impossible to get to all those emails. So I wanted to do this live stream and try and answer as many of those questions for you as I could. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you next time.